So my name is Faith and welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. So we're just going to jump right in. I am going to show you how I do my acrylic filling. I'm going to do my nails myself. And here you're just looking at me push back the cuticles. That's the first thing I do. Push back my cuticles. This set is actually about 2 weeks old. So the cuticles aren't too bad. So yeah, I push them back just a little bit because, just a little bit. And here you see me using my 5-in-1 bit. So I really love this bit. I get most of my products from iGel Beauty. So that's an iGel Beauty bit. And you see me here removing the latest design that I had on my nails. I'm using it to clean up my cuticle area, clean up the old acrylic, and then prep my natural nail plate for the new acrylic. And then there you see me also taking down some of the bulk, so when the new acrylic is laid, it won't be so bulky. So that 5-in-1 bit, I love it because it can literally do everything, hence the name 5-in-1. It does everything, and typically you're not supposed to put those drill bits on your nail unless it's a sanding band. But with this 5-in-1, well, I know how to use my drill. I'm gentle, in that cuticle area, so I'm not like drilling into my natural nail. I'm literally just cleaning up any of that dead skin, and I'm focusing mainly on the acrylic, cleaning up the acrylic part. So there you see me dusting away because this process is like super dusty. I have on my fan, it's sucking up some of it, but it's still pretty dusty. So if you guys have any tips on how to keep the dust down even more, you let me know. Okay, so there I am pointing to a little pocket. It's a little lifting. So again, it's been about 2 weeks. It's a 2-week-old set, and when I'm filing the acrylic or when I'm focusing on the acrylic, I'm looking for these pockets. These pockets they're basically just lifting, like pockets of air, whatever you want to call it. And so you file it down because we have to remove all the pockets before we can put on the new acrylic. If you don't file down all the pockets, you're gonna see it under the acrylic, and it's not cute. You're gonna see it under the acrylic, and it's also gonna cause more lifting. So you wanna remove it down till it's sealed. Drill that off until the nail is sealed again, and then you can lay the new acrylic on. So that's what I'm just doing there. You just see me cleaning up my cuticle area and making sure that the acrylic at the bottom is sealed. And I like to use clear powder. I use iGel's clear powder because clear is typically the strongest powder that you can use. So I use clear as opposed to the natural. I mean, the natural is fine. I'm sure any other one is fine, but I like to use clear. Yeah, so I want to make sure all those pockets and all those pockets and those lifted areas are gone, so that when I place the clear down, it won't be showing through, through my new clear acrylic. And there, I'm just cleaning up what I missed the first time. Okay, so now I am filing the nail. So I'm shaping the nail back to what it was. So my nails completely lost their shape in 2 weeks. I guess I can do more research on how to, maintain the shape. Maintain the shape after it's laid, but they kind of look oval now, and they started off kind of square. But now they look oval, so I'm just using this file to find the shape again. and I like coffin, so that's what I'm going for here. I file the sides. I keep the file on the entire side of the nail. So it won't lose shape. And then I do the tip of the nail to sharpen that edge. So forgive me if you can't really see. I had a really difficult time trying to stay in focus. But hopefully you can see what I'm doing there, besides just getting dusty. There we go. That's me following the tip again. Yeah, so that ring finger is not even on screen because I was just completely out of view. So you can see I'm working on the pinky there, shaping the pinky. All right, all dusted off. And after I file, in school I was taught to buff, which is great because not buff the outside, but buff underneath for any of those little pieces that might be hanging on after you file under the nail. So that's how I get rid of it. Okay, after that quick buff, now I'm going in with this brush, with the hard brush, and alcohol. So I have a spray bottle of 99% alcohol. You see me there fanning to make sure it's dry before I put on the primer. So in order to clean out all the dust, I use that brush and the alcohol to clean out the dust instead of washing my hand, because the soap might have, some kind of oils and stuff in it. So I use the alcohol to kind of dehydrate and get it ready to be primed. And I'm putting the primer on there. The primer goes on just the natural nail. You don't really need it on the acrylic. I'm so sorry again that you can't see. You can't really see it. But after the first coat, I'm gonna go in with another coat of primer. You just see me there putting on some primer. So I did the first coat, and I'm gonna go in for the second coat. And yes, the alcohol does dry out your skin. So if you guys have any tips on how I can clean that area with alcohol without getting it on my skin, that would be great. But I like to use that brush because it really gets into all the crannies. Okay, so as you can see here, I got my monomer. I have a low odor monomer mixed with that eye gel acrylic. It's two different products. But they work well together, or I figured out how I like to use them together. So here you see me just trying to feather in that acrylic into my cuticle area. You got to feather it down, otherwise it's going to be a huge bump. So right now it kind of looks like mine is a little bumpy, but once it's done, it'll be nice and smooth. And I do not use a 2 or 3 or 1 bead method. I'm a beginner tech. I don't proclaim to be like any kind of professional or advanced tech. So I use whatever I do whatever I have to do to get the look that I'm going for. I know what it's supposed to look like, so that's what I just work towards. I use small beads and work my way up as opposed to using huge beads. I think it's just easier for me to use smaller beads because you can manipulate it. You can always add more, but it's kind of difficult to take away those huge bumps. So I like to work small and work my way up. And really, this is just a fill, so I'm just focusing on the cuticle area, so I don't need a lot anyway. I'm just filling in that area and building my apex back. So one thing I need to be really careful of is getting the brush on my actual skin. So I don't do it a lot, but you can see me there feathering it into the cuticle area. So I don't do it a lot, but I think I just need to be more careful because you don't want to get that acrylic and stuff on your skin and then it dries and then it kind of messes up the look of the nail, and also the longevity of the nail. So that would be something that I would just continue to work on. A tip for you guys to learn how to apply the acrylic without touching the skin. That's really important because some people may have an allergic reaction, or you can create an allergic reaction if you're not careful. So here, I'm just filling it in. Hopefully you can see what it is that I'm doing. It's probably difficult. I like to work with a wet brush because if the bead is too dry, I can still manipulate it. But for the most part, it works for me. Yeah, that would be the only thing for me to be careful of getting that all over the skin. Yeah, so here I'm pressing in that bead. And again, I work with small beads. I basically do all my fills with small beads. The nail is already there. I really just need to build the apex again, so that's what I focus on. And I build the apex again, and if the tip is a little too flat, I'll just add a little more to the tip. But that's basically all I focus on when I'm doing my fill. So what you see me doing here is actually adding a piece to the thumb. You can see me going over there. So I noticed that when I had filed, it was filed in a little bit too much. So I just added the piece back. I didn't need a form or anything. I just added it to what was there. I'm brushing it gently to make sure it doesn't, it stays. It doesn't dry lopsided. Okay, and that's how it looks right after the acrylic is applied. That's how I am. And now I'm going to go in with the drill bit again. Let's turn it on first. Really low. So, yeah, like a 1 or a 2. A 1 or a 2. And then I go in again with that bit to clean up the cuticle area. Not really to clean it up, but to seal the cuticle area. To make sure there's no acrylic like touching the skin. So I'm going in and I am cleaning it up. It's me trying to stay in view. I'll tell you, next time I'm probably gonna put like an X or something underneath so I can make sure that I'm in view, because I can't see the camera when I'm recording. I don't know, you guys can give me tips on how to stay in view, or the right angle I'm supposed to have. So I'm probably going to show you how I do my next fill after this set is done. But in between, maybe I'll do another video with my mannequin hand to show you how I lay the acrylic, because you didn't really get to see here. So I'm going underneath here because I just see that the nail's a little bit uneven underneath. So I'm going in gently, not too harsh, just to make sure that it's not a lopsided nail. Brushing away that dust again. So I'm basically going to do the same thing for all the nails, so you can just watch for a moment. So I don't have to do much filing. I'm really just focusing on the cuticle area, sealing the cuticle, because the application is pretty smooth. I'm just going in and taking out any little bumps. Right here, you see me just defining the tip a little bit. So sometimes when I lay the acrylic, it comes out pretty flat. So just in order to give me a little curve there at the end, I use the drill bit to just create that C. And that's what you see me doing here. Finally, the thumb again. I'm not focusing on my cuticles. I'm focusing on sealing the acrylic. And there is And there is the final look. So after I do that, I will go in with my buffer just to, buff out any of the drill marks. And that there you have it.